Hello, dear colleagues. Thanks a lot for joining our webinar. We'll just start in a few seconds, just waiting for some other attendees to join. Thank you. Dear colleagues, we are going to start our webinar, and the topic for today is how to actually move from the PDFs into engaging e-detailers with the help of automatic conversion. So here we are. My name is Julia, and I'm Customer Excellence Manager at Viseven company. And with me is my colleague.
Hi, I'm Елена Bovsunovska. I'm also Customer Excellence Manager.
Yeah.
So let's say about 1.5 and 2 years ago, only 30% of enterprises could track digital spends fully, and mostly the more digitally savvy ones, according to McKinsey. As more farmers have been digitalized, the question has become more pressing, and regional affiliates are often left with a product and campaign launch in a new emerging market and with trades to comply with. At the same time, no one wants to sacrifice time to market. In fact, the number one area of opportunity as attested by 67% companies. And this is where the possibility to convert comes in handy. Since the digital information gained its full speed several years ago, the marketing budget has grown as well. It's precisely the HCP audience that gains this steadiest attention, about 50% farmers endorsing the effort to that end. And the lion's share of that content is presentations, of course.
So interactive presentations become something like a must-have for a healthcare professional because it's clickable, it's tablet tappable, it's swipeable, and that's ideal for reps to use. But what if you've got a static PDF file? How to make it interactive with no effort? Maybe the file came from the agency or it was sent from global office as a guideline, and now your department is facing the perspective of hiring a whole digital content team to create a multi-channel wonder based on this. So maybe it's also upsetting that the project is merely a from scratch one with a whole HTML plus CSS things to think of. So how challenging will it be for the budget? Have you wondered whether there is a shortcut from PDF to interactive format? In that case, you're not alone. And yes, that's an excellent idea. HTML presentations and e-detailing or interactive visual aids, however you name it, whatever they are called in your organization, they are the content in many cases, especially when it comes to the rep interactions. And besides, once you have the presentation, it can, after just a little tinkering perhaps, be used in a variety of channels, including remote conferencing. So at the same time, just having everything delivered by IT teams, not as cost efficient as using the file which the designers have carefully styled through.
So that's why Viseven team have created a PDF to HTML converter as part of the Wizard platform, a response to the many requests that mainly life sciences brand manager and marketeers had. In this brief guide, you will see how this works and what can be achieved with the possibility. Wizard makes possible to transform static presentations to interactive CLM-ready format in less than 10 minutes. You just need to add file from your PC or DAM, convert automatically with no manual work, and get editable presentation with dynamic structure and navigation.
So now I guess we'll draw on some use cases for you to understand how it really works. So basically, the question is when to use this converter. Mainly it's when you're launching a new multi-channel campaign or when you have this new or updated content which is required to be supported by current activities, or you have already available designs from your creative agency and you're thinking what to do with them afterwards just to save your cost and save your time. And the last but not the least is when you have the budget restraint and limited time for new development from scratch. So multi-channel engagement is basically used with e-detailing in some face-to-face interactions, in remote technology communication, and in interactive surveys as a part of sales presentation. So you need to have one piece of content which will be delivered multi-channelly and which will be reused at the same time, saving the resources for multiple creation from scratch.
So now the converter itself is the procedure of creating an IVA is very simple and only spans 3 steps.
So apart from that, let me also say that it's up to the organization to decide when to use this PDF converter to get an interactive aid and when to go old school and develop that from scratch. Here are like the main 3 use cases which we're gonna show later on. So first of all, it's launching a new multi-channel campaign, having the concept and idea, and then just digitalize the materials or like give to the content a new life, or just having a general strategy to foster in-house talent. So let us go to the design requirements.
So there are certain requirements you need to meet in order to receive a completely editable presentation in a Wizard. So please note that each text line converts as a separate element, meaning that the more lines you have, the bulkier the final HTML code will be. The Wizard converter collects standard monitoring KPIs without any additional setup. And conversion might fail to complete if extremely heavy graphic elements are used in a PDF. So please note that.
Yeah, so let us go to the first step, when you just open the PDF converter in our Wizard platform, then you're uploading the file. Like the default method here is simply drag and drop and the PDF from the folder on your personal computer. Or if your company is using Viva Vault format, the left sidebar of the pop-up presents an option to load a file directly from Viva Vault.
If the PDF complies with a checklist we have outlined before, the background, text, overshapes will be recognized by the system during the conversion so that you will later be able to edit it in a Wizard presentation. You can choose if you wish to convert the complete document or just several pages. Also, you can select a template so that all new slides and new elements will comply with the style.
Yeah, so all the pages in the PDF will become a separate slide, and as soon as you select the file and hit next, conversion will start, taking just a few seconds before the magic will begin.
When the conversion finishes, you will see the new presentation right there in the gallery. If you already have some experience working with a wizard, you will know what to do next. Click the edit icon, the pen, and voila, you can tinker with your presentation, changing whatever needs to be changed.
So you can also make a presentation dynamic from default linear to dynamic with a menu and the shortcuts. You can create a special component menu and add it on top of all the slides, and then set up the navigation as well.
The selectable text from the original PDF are up to you to change. As are the images. The same happens with images. You can add an action to an element. For example, open hyperlink or pop-up or jump to a selected slide. And finally, you can even add a new element or the whole new slide, expanding the presentation.
Okay, so let us then go to the actual demo of the platform. I will just swiftly go to the live. And here we have the Viseven platform, the interface of the first page, which you see when you log into the system. And today our great big topic is a converter of a PDF, as well as we will show you some of the extremely popular new functionalities. And the actual release of this version will go live soon, and you are welcome to drop us an email and ask for additional demo, as well as ask for the to expand your access and your version as well. So in order to convert a PDF presentation, you just go to add new button and use this conversion button. So here we have like two options, either uploading the PDF from your computer directly or log in to your Viva Vault instance and just choosing one of the available. Press next button. So here the actual uploading of the file goes on, and now we're gonna add some metadata, some tagging for this presentation. So you should first of all choose the pages. You can either select all of the slides to be converted or just choose a few. You are to enter the name of the presentation, choosing the country, the language, the target device from a list of available. And of course, you can choose a template, which is also very important if you want your presentation to be stylized to a proper branding guidelines. So if you already have the skeleton as a master template in your Wizard instance, you can just put this presentation into the master template and make this consistent look and feel of the converted presentation. And then just press create. So the conversion will take just up to 5-6 seconds, depending basically on the number of the slides which are in the PDF. And then we're gonna go to show you how the actual editing of the presentation looks like. So for that, I'm just pressing structure button in the middle. And as you understand, the PDF basically converts and has a linear structure of the slides. But in our Wizard tool, it's also possible to make this interactive journey within the chapter, setting up the actions, adding new chapters, and connecting the slides between the chapters. So for that, I'm just pressing a new chapter. I can name it like mechanism of action. And I can just drag and drop the slide to the chapter. So as easy as a few clicks and just pressing save button not to skip the changes. So the next part here is that I can go and edit the actual slide of the presentation. So keeping in mind it's just a static PDF and you would like to do this magic and make it really interactive and play it on the target device with all the animation, like which catches the eye of the target audience of the HCP. You can also do that and play with these elements on the slide as with the legal. So first goes the text. So you can add the text in the properties, like just changing the color, the font, the size of the text, whatever is needed. And each time you can see how it would finally look like in the live mode. So just press view button and see how your text was changed. Apart from this, you can also change the actual picture on the slide. For that, you just press Properties and File Upload, and you can select the image, again, either from your local digital assets library or logging to Viva Vault just using existing assets in your storage of Viva. So here we are just choosing the image and again pressing Select. And the final step is that you can also set up animation on each element of the slide, as well as navigation from one slide to another. So for this, we are going to go to Action part and use Navigation. Then you are going to have this whole sitemap of all the slides of the presentation, choosing from another chapter and press Add. So after you go to View Path, you will be forwarded by pressing or by tapping on this text to another slide. Here we are. So this is how we can make the presentation really interactive and how we can really edit that just with a few clicks without having any programming skills. So that really reduces this part of actual coding and development, which is kind of a time and cost saving for our case here. But the main functionality I would also like you to show is the possibility to add the menu to the converted presentation. So while you have the approved design and you just convert this PDF, basically you need to have this dynamic menu to switch between the slides and actually to customize and build your journey during the visit. So what we have now in the gallery, and this is like blockbuster feature here, is the Viseven menu. So you're just pressing on that, but before you should actually enable the master template. And let me just tell you a few words about the master template. So whenever you're switching on this button, you are going to work not with the precise slide, but with the whole presentation. So whatever you are adding to the slide, when the master template mode is switched on, will be applied to the whole presentation. So again, no additional manual work here. I'm just pressing the Viseven menu and I have this part of the presentation on each of the slides. So it's fully consistent, and what is more, it is also absolutely reflecting the changes of the presentation. So let's say if we will go to the structure and add a new chapter and like rename it, you will also see that on this new blank slide, the menu will appear, as well as it will like recalculate the number of the chapters within the menu. So let us do so as well. So I'm just going to structure part and adding new chapter, like patient profile, as well as I will add new slides. So when we now go to the blank slide, we can also see that the menu is applied to this one. Here we are. So whenever we are pressing on the patient profile chapter, we can see how many slides each chapter contains. And also we have the slide on which we are right now highlighted with the bold. So you always know on which slide you are now, and what are also the possibilities and the routes within this chapter. Apart from this, you can also expand your presentation. So if you have converted just a few slides and you would like to expand this with a few more, you can have this blank slide and add any of the components and stylize it and customize it to your needs. So for example, we can add an interactive carousel to the slide. And again, it's fully editable. So you can change the items, like the text of these items on the carousel. You can also change the picture of the items. So you're just making a brand new slide and customizing that to the whole presentation. Like patient one, of course, you can change the background of the actual item, and you can change the image as well. So the logics here is the same. You're just selecting it from your library. And here we are. So you can finally see how the result will look like. We can also add any other element like additional text or video or any from the components available in the gallery and customize it. So you can just see how easy it is, and it is like the efficient and valuable presentation which you usually get making a lot of efforts and going to the agency and back with all this customization, and all of that will require a lot of coding, and we just want to simplify that for you. And another good feature here is that now you can also order a slide. So there is also a possibility which accelerates this approach to digital content factory. So if you have a presentation and you think that you might need some help with creating a few new slides or some additional complex development, you can each time order the slide from Viseven. So this is an option on the spot. So you do not need to go far from your presentation and from your work. You're just having all of that at hand. And basically, toward this new feature, we will probably organize another separate webinar and dwell specifically on the order slide function. So for now, as you have converted and customized a little bit your presentation, you are ready to push it to fields and actually use it. So for now, if you have any questions or maybe if you have any comments, you just simply drop us an email and we will be happy to contact you back. So, dear colleagues, thank you again for visiting our webinar, and we are welcome you to write to us and having a separate demo or writing additional questions to us. Thanks for joining and have a good day.
Thank you for your attention.